How you going there, guys? Today a bit of a video on tyre pressure systems and like tyre pressure in general. So tyre pressure systems are like a fairly handy. A lot of factory cars will have it on their vehicle now. Like, it might not give you the actual live data like some do, but it will tell you if it's an issue. Even overseas, like for example, I think in like America, it's like been compulsory on the vehicle since 2006. So there is obviously some statistics around it, and it is pretty important. In Australia, where the like temperatures change a lot and people travel a long way, it's pretty good to be onto it. So tyre pressures pretty much on your vehicle, and if you're towing something like a caravan, are pretty important. The good thing is the like actual sensors here. This is an external sensor. You can also get internal ones. They're gonna pick up temp and pressure. Now, if someone gets hot around here, it's probably going to transmit through the wheel and into the air in the tyre, and you will pick it up. We've had plenty of like cases where like people have like picked up an actual increase and they've stopped, and there's been a brake or a bearing problem, or there's been like actually something that would have been a major like issue if they didn't like stop and check it out. And then in general with tyre pressure, you can ensure you have the correct tyre pressure and also pick up if you have slow leaks or something going on. I know myself, I've had like a nail in a tyre, and the tyre would hold I think maybe 27 like PSI. So visually it looked all right, and I was like, wow, the sensor must be off. So I spun one off like a different tyre and like actually put it on, but like sure enough, it was down a bit in pressure. And the reason was that because that obviously like nail had like gone in, it would like sort of actually seal up when it got a bit like lower, but it actually wouldn't hold the correct like pressure. So really actually handy devices to have, and when you're like towing with a lot of like weight on or doing long journeys, super good to know your pressures and your temps of your tyres. So today we're going to go through and like cover a few things. Now, if you have a newer car, you might already have actual sensors inside the tyres. You can run like both. They shouldn't interfere with each other because they should have like frequency like technology is like good enough. So you could have them on your like new car and they could be pretty good. Sometimes it's a bit of a pain because they go flat or they don't replace your like tyres. Every time they replace your tyres, if you have the internal factory like sensors, get them to replace those as well. They'll probably need the like learning tool or to like, follow the process. So just keep an eye on that. But you can run like both if you need to. That is not a problem at all. On like older cars or like a lot of cars, they don't even have them, especially here in Australia where we use a lot of like utes, which are utility vehicles, so they are fairly like basic. They don't put the extra cost of those in, and that is about that. So I guess if we start at the tyre end, you've got two options. You've got an external like valve like sensor, that's it there, screws onto your valve tip, has a little coin battery in here. It's going to last a fair while. I don't know, it's hard to say, but I would say, depending on how much you drive, you're talking sort of 3 years, I don't know, 40,000 kilometers, like maybe, like, I don't know, roughly. Anyway, if they do go flat, you can just spin this open. In here, there's a coin battery, which is just one of your little like watch batteries, quite common to get and replace. The best brands for those actually are like Panasonic, and I think there's one called Maxwell. They're your top like batteries. Your cheaper ones can be not ideal to actually use in like a long life sort of scenario like this. So just buy a good brand one. Panasonic have seemed to like nailed them down. Then you've got your internal actual sealed sensor. These should last the life of the tyre, or like 5 years. For example, it could be in a caravan that hardly gets used, right? So they will probably last actually longer than that. They get like activated sort of when the pressure changes. So they'll go on and then like off when it's like actually sitting. So they will last a long time. But they look like that, and they sit inside the tyre in there, and that's obviously the valve stem on the outside. So you will need someone who can actually remove the tyres to fit these. And you want to definitely make sure when you fit these, or even before they fit them, you test each one. You can put them in like a pressure vessel, like a spray bottle, like a spray, like a weed sprayer. You could like drop them all in there and just make sure that all are picking up like pressure. They use this whole bit here to actually pick the pressure up. So you just want to make sure they work, because you don't want to go and put one like these in, put the tyre back on, and it doesn't work, because you'll have to take it off and put like a new one on. Now, majority of the time they'll be good, but just like anything, there's probably 3% of them that it does. So those are your two choices, internal and external. Pros and cons. Pros of external, screw them on, super easy, can replace the batteries, straightforward. Any dramas, very easy to replace the whole sensor. Internal, harder to put in, but once they're in, they're actually more protected and safer in there. They're gonna give you more accurate temperature reading from actually inside the tyre. So it's a bit of a choice thing, really. I would, yeah, it's up to you. It's a choice thing, because these are like waterproof and everything too. So I don't know. External seems to be pretty good. Some people do still prefer internal. That is that. So that is basically a tyre end. And then we're sort of going to talk about, okay, how does this actual signal get from here, the tyre, to wherever it's going. Now, on your actual system in the car, it's probably going to come through to your factory head unit or your factory dash. Actually, it probably might come through the head unit or the dash, and you can go into it and view it, or if there's a warning, you'll get your little tyre warning triangle. Now, there's a receiver in the car, that's going to work actually fine, and I'll pick that up. They're normally 433 megahertz is what they run on, and they just transmit the data. So with the aftermarket sort of ones that we sell, so internal, external, same sort of thing. You're going to have a little receiver like this that's going to sit probably around your center console or underneath your glove box, and that's going to pick up the signal. If you are towing a caravan or something, you might want to also do a repeater. If it's a big caravan, definitely probably going to actually need it. And the repeater is just going to sit pretty much on the hitch, and it's going to just help sort of daisy chain the info and sort of repeat it on. So it goes from the sensor to the repeater to the receiver here. The repeater looks exactly the same as this and just has to have a 12-volt power source. So we normally suggest just using a piggyback cable off your Anderson. So when the Andersons are hooked up and the caravan's being towed, you have it coming in. You could also piggyback it off a trailer plug if it is a boat or a different type of trailer that you're trying to keep an eye on the tyre pressure. That's basically covered the actual tyres, the signal, and now how you actually get the signal or how it is displayed. We will talk about that. So we're in the car now and we'll talk about how you get it displayed. So if it's ours or someone else's, we only sell phone or head unit ones, but the other option you can get are physical displays on your dash. So you sit them on your dash and you can view them. They all kind of have the same settings. A good one, you'll be able to set high and low pressure alarms for both on and off-road, because obviously when you go off-road you're going to put your tyres down a bit. They'll give you extra auto alarms, so if the temp goes up too quick or if the pressure increases or decreases too quickly, you'll get an extra auto alarm. They'll tell you if the batteries are flat or if you're getting no signal. One thing you do have to keep an eye out for on any system is some of them cheat. So if they don't get a signal from the sensor, they just keep on showing the old pressure one, and some of them can actually do this for 45 minutes until they time out. They do this because they have range issues, and they want to, because every now and again you could have a range issue, and they'd rather you not create an issue about it and just skip over it. But this could create the issue because that could be half an hour, you don't know what has been going on, and your pressure or temps could be out. That's why we say if you do have a caravan, it's best to have a repeater. It's going to actually make sure you do get that sort of actual signal come through. And our ones will warn you pretty much if they don't pick up a signal in the 3-minute cycle, that is a problem and you need to check it out. How they send the data is they get activated on a pressure change. So as soon as you basically start moving your car, your pressure in your tyre is going to change. They're going to be sort of activated. Depending what model you have, they are going to send data every 2 to 6 minutes. I think ours are free, unless there's an issue. So if your pressure goes up or down, or your temp changes actually quickly, they go into live mode, and they'll be sending data every 8 to 12 seconds. So you're pretty much in live mode. The rest of the time they are just are picking the data as per usual. They all work like this, and they do it so the battery lasts for long enough, and that is basically that. So for our system, our setup, our receiver just plugs into the a USB, so you can either plug it into just a normal USB, or if you're using our head unit, you plug it into one of our head units USBs. And the whole point is, if you plug it into one of our head unit USBs, so what you can do is you can run the app directly on the Android base of our head unit and have it all going. If you just are powering off the USB, you can hook your phone to it over Bluetooth and have the app installed, and you'll get the alarms and all that. So a bit more about actually our system here, because I know our system. So that's our system here. So it's super glary. That's going to show your car's tire pressures. You can set it up for on-road or off-road. You can put a caravan on there. So you have a caravan coming up as well. You can just sort of tap on the caravan to connect it and disconnect it. So you can be running like this in the background on your phone and just like driving like along. And if your phone's hooked to like Bluetooth on your like radio or whatever, you are going to get the like alarms come through on here, and they'll come through on your Bluetooth on your actual radio, and so you can get someone to have a look at your actual phone and see what's going on. Probably the pressures or the like temps will be down, and you'll have some info coming on there. So that's how you can do that. Otherwise, you can be viewing it on your sort of head unit directly in the app, or we've actually just like working on, which will be handy because that means you don't have to have one of our head units, that it will work on CarPlay or like Android Auto on like any radio. So if your car has CarPlay or Android Auto, so if it's the factory like radio and it has CarPlay or Android Auto, or even if it's any aftermarket one, ours will work and it will bring the data up on there. I'll give you a quick look at sort of what that looks like, but it isn't anything too intense. It's just bringing the sort of extra data through, so it's easy to see on your radio. So you can see here it's like coming in there, so your alarms will come in there, and you can bring your caravan data in there too. You can also disconnect your caravan on here or change on-road and off-road mode. So that's coming through in CarPlay. That is coming soon. It's coming through on Android Auto soon. Or you can have it installed direct on our head units. Those are about your two other options. I'll show it, it's slightly different when it's directly on the head unit. Well, it's kind of the same. So when it's directly on the head unit, it's like sort of coming through into here, and it's coming up as an app downloaded from the Play Store direct onto the head unit, and it is the same thing you're going to be like seeing. It's just going to be hooked through like USB here instead of Bluetooth. That's where our tyre wear system is like pretty cool. The receiver can do like USB or Bluetooth. If it's like USB and you've got one of our head units, cool, you can like hook it directly in, then it's interfaced in pretty easy. Or if you don't have one of our head units, or you just want to use like phone, you can just do it over like Bluetooth from your like phone. And coming out soon, we're going to have it up in CarPlay and Android Auto. So if you have a factory like radio on your car that has CarPlay or Android Auto, you'll be able to view it on there. So it's going to be super good for people who want to keep an eye on their tyre pressures and temps on their car and caravan. Now our system can take up to 12 sensors, which is pretty good. So do car and caravan. You can easily tap the caravan to disconnect it. So if you just unhitch and like drive off, and when you're not towing the caravan, you can just remove it completely and just have the car coming up. Spare tyres are an interesting one. You can put them on your spare tyre, but it's not an ideal situation because they're activated by pressure change, right? So your spare tyres will actually change in pressure, but not a huge amount. So you can put them on. If they're out in the sun, they actually always do change because it goes hotter and colder. So they do work, but they're just not as good. So just be actually wary of that. If it spares in the back of the car or the back of the caravan, or actually where they get quite a bit of sun or whatever, it's actually kind of okay because the temp changes quite a bit. Underneath the car, they will still pick it up, but you're not going to be actually getting the data as often. But to be honest, it's still going to give you important information because it will tell you if one of those is low, which is all you're pretty much after, right? You're like, oh, that spare tyre was actually low. That's annoying. So it still will work. It just has limitations, but in terms of how it needs to work, it does work like that. It'll tell you if the pressure is off on your spares. There's no really recommendation for me for internal versus external or like whatever it is. It's gonna suit what actually you're after. Majority of people I've heard who want to go internal is because of theft. Now the units come with lock nuts, but you can get the right size expander, which comes in the kit, and you can get them off still. So that has been one of the main concerns. I'm in Perth here in WA, and I've never had any stolen, and I don't even put lock nuts on them. People also say I'm taking them on and off all the time. I don't lose them because you lose your valve cap as well. So it's actually a personal choice. Ease of use, external all the way. If you do have a certain reason for having internal, then get internal, but you'll have probably a reason for it. There's not any other common things, and another handy thing is to get your correct tyre pressures, this a 5 to 6 sort of PSI increase rule from cold. So if you're at the average temperature on a day, I guess you don't want to test this when it's really cold in the morning. You want to test 9 AM. If you go out and you see what the other pressures are, just you can take a quick picture of it or whatever, a screenshot, and then just go for a half an hour driving 100k road and see what the pressures are. You should get a 5 to 6 PSI increase. That's a good rule of thumb to make sure you have your correct tyre pressures, because quite often what's rated on the tyres is not going to be actually like spot on for you, because you'll be towing, you're going to have extra weight on the car, could have aftermarket like wheels, a lot of stuff going on. So they are handy to be able to do like a quick check and see all the pressures actually easily, and like record what sort of pressure you should be having your tyres out in the cold. Just think about any mistakes. I'm just looking at a little list here of things I should have mentioned. Not only mistakes, I would say, is no matter what like system you'll buy, if it has a Maxwell or like Panasonic like batteries inside of it, you know you've bought a good system. If it doesn't, it's probably a cheaper system. When you go to replace them, use those type of like batteries. We will probably actually also sell the batteries direct, so you can just easily buy them. You don't have to go and try and find those ones. Because on a battery is a graph, right? And in certain like batteries, even coin batteries are good for certain like situations. So here you want to have like a long-lasting like one that has a good gentle curve, because as it goes down, you want it to dip and stop like working. It hasn't got a big pull on the battery. It just needs to like last for like a long time, with a shelf life, and to have a good run off as the voltage like drops on it. So keep an eye on that. The other thing is, I'm pretty sure any sensor set that we sell that's over like 6, we include a repeater. Majority of the time, if you're towing something, you're going to want to sort of actually use a repeater. Maybe a small single axle van on like an SUV, you might actually need one, but on a ute with a steel canopy and a single axle van, you might like need one. It's probably like better just to put it in. You can like do the test once you have it and go from there. That is about everything really. I think I've covered it all. If you have any questions, like comment below, or like get in like touch with us, and like we can help you out. We'll let you guys know when our CarPlay and Android Auto come out. It'll just be in the same app anyway, so it'll just start like working, and we'll hopefully be there soon. Thanks very much, guys. See ya.